Stalks over here in Greenberg. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna get down to the bottom of who's making these phone calls, and I know who it is. We'll see if she's here, catch her in her traps. Hi. Are you looking for me?
Am I looking for you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
My name is Anthony.
Anthony?
Yep.
Did anybody call for an Anthony? Do you know who?
I think I know who's making the calls.
Okay.
I don't understand. I came here a long time ago. I was speaking to a guy. He said his name was Kevin.
Okay.
But his name's not really Kevin.
Like a guy, somebody that works
He
here.
was a sergeant.
Okay.
His name is Ryan.
Ryan?
Sergeant Ryan.
Oh, Sergeant, okay.
He told me his name was Kevin. And I walked in here and I was trying to tell him about what happened to me in Bronxville.
Okay.
And I told him the culprit who did it, Matthew Stein.
Okay.
And he said he knew who Matthew Stein was.
Yeah, Matthew Stein used to work here. So because Sergeant Ryan hasn't been here all day, because I don't think he couldn't have been the one that called you.
It's that girl.
What girl?
The dispatch girl.
Which?
Barlos.
Yep. What's that? He left. He's gone for the day.
Is that her?
She's a dispatch. Her last name is Bartrow.
Yep, that's her.
So she called you?
She's giving people's. I don't want to say anything in front of her because now she's going to try to spin something.
Okay. So when did you get a call?
I'm getting several calls.
Okay.
Several calls from several people. And after calling here, I get a spam phone call from someone stealing my Medicaid SIN number to the point where I had to get a new Medicaid card.
Okay.
And people giving fake names, people telling me people's business, people saying they know criminals, Matthew Stein. Now, how did Matthew Stein work here? He's 17 years old. What was he doing here?
No, then it's a different Matthew Stein, because the other one was an adult. He's a Bronxville cop now.
He works in Bronxville. He's code enforcement. You know, the people who wear the yellow shirt who write the tickets on Palmfield Road? He's a kid. He's a child.
Well, he's not 17.
He's probably 19, 20 now. I don't know how old
he's older than that. He's close to 30, I want to say.
I'm almost 30.
Yeah.
He's not the same age as me.
Okay, he might be slightly younger than you then. But he's definitely in his mid to late.
And what was he doing here?
He was a cop here.
How can he be a police officer? So he was a police officer and then he got demoted to ticket agent?
No, I don't know what his official position is out there, but.
Well, I want to know, why is that lady giving me people's personal information when I'm calling here?
Why are you saying she's giving you
Because I called here to try to talk about why these people's been calling my phone, spam calling me. I'm getting spam called, EVAC?
Yeah.
They've been spam calling me, and I hear these people here spam calling me too. So
EVAC's calling you?
Yeah.
Have you ever been transported by them?
Yeah, but they're not called. They're leaving harassing phone calls, spam phone calls, scam phone calls. Other EMTs in the state of New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania.
Okay, so what do you mean by scam phone?
Like they'll call you and spam numbers. They'll call you with nonsense. They'll prank call you. They'll leave multiple different numbers and all this sort of stuff from different countries.
I would say, but have you told do you pick up, or is this just?
I don't pick up anymore because after they stole my Medicaid number, I don't pick up no more.
Okay.
And I called here and I was speaking to her and I said, can I speak to who was in charge of the EMS here?
Yeah.
And she said no. And I said, can I speak to her supervisor? She said no. And then she started.
When was that?
That had to be sometime like a month or a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And then she started telling me people's personal business about them being suspended and all this other sort of stuff. I don't know. She seems to be gossiping about other people who work here.
Okay. All right. Just do me a favor. Just hold on. Take a seat. Just take a seat.
I can take a seat. Yeah, this is, I'm trying to figure this out.
Have a seat right there. All right, because I'm just trying to get my head around. So when did you because you asked about Dispatcher Bartro.
Yeah.
Do you remember? So what happened? You called?
I called the police department.
Yeah.
And I was trying to speak to the EMS to tell them, because I've been receiving spam phone calls from different EMTs around the state of New York and Connecticut. I know it sounds wild, but that's what's been happening to me because of a gentleman in Eastchester. I spoke to her and I said, can I speak to the chief of the EMS? She said that Jared Rosenberg is suspended and that I can't speak to him. And I said, can I speak to your supervisor or someone like that? She said, no, and all this. It took her about 15 minutes to put a different officer on the phone. And I was trying to complain to him about how she was treating me, being very rude, disclosing other people's personal business that I shouldn't be knowing. And then he told me he can't give out personal people's business, but she already gave it out to me.
What do you mean by like?
She's telling me people are suspended and all this. I don't need to know that. I called to speak to him to try to rectify why am I receiving spam phone calls, or if he can put an end to this, or what he can do about this. Mm-hmm. And she's telling me people are suspended and being very rude on the phone, very condescending, saying that I can't speak to anyone, not even a sergeant like yourself. I can't speak to anyone. That's what she basically said. She was very rude over the phone. I don't know her or anything like that, but I feel that that's kind of distasteful for someone who works for a police department to give out other people's personal business.
Okay. Do you think do you think she meant that because of what you were talking about as far as the EMS portion, that that you wouldn't be able to speak to anybody because they didn't have that information available?
No, I said, is there someone in the building I can speak to if they have a separate phone number or something like that? She said, I can't speak to any of these people, and I'm sure they have a phone number. I don't know how. In Eastchester, it's a little different. They have their own building. I know here, I guess they're associated with you. I don't know if they have a phone number you can call to. So I called her in the hope she can transfer me to them or something like that. And she was being very rude over the phone.
Okay.
And then I come in here another time and speak to this Sergeant Ryan. He told me his name is Kevin. And then he writes down on pieces of paper telling me Matthew Stein works. I know Matthew Stein.
Yeah.
And he's telling me he's friends with him and knows him and all this sort of stuff. And I'm telling him what this kid did to me.
Okay.
And he's telling me this stuff, and his eyes are popping out of his head like he's hearing a horror story. I don't know what, it's very, I took the evidence to the Bronxville police of what he wrote. He wrote something on a pink piece of paper and he gave me a white paper. I took it to Detective Sergeant Valentin and he made copies of that. I don't know what that was.
Okay. What was the incident then with Matthew Stein? What was that?
Matthew Stein tied me up with rope on Pondfield Road with, there was the Justin Soko and Lieutenant D. Young out there. There was probably 6 EMTs and 2 police officers and Matthew Stein. And Matthew Stein tied me up with rope. Matthew Stein got on the ambulance and he proceeded to ride on the ambulance. He laughed in my face and he stuffed a gag in my mouth and took me to a hospital. On the run sheet from EVAC, it says that I was assaulting police officers, but I was unconscious the whole time, which I took this evidence to the Eastchester police and they read and they said it doesn't make any sense because how can you be unconscious and then assault people?
Mm.
So...
So you spoke to Bronxville as far as the
I spoke to Bronxville, Tuckahoe, Eastchester. I've been to pretty much a lot of police departments about this. I know Matthew Stein is a EVAC member. And this is what he does. Matthew Stein, he's a he's a detective, a code enforcement officer, whatever. I was told this by the detective sergeant in Bronxville. He says that he is a code enforcement officer, so I don't know how he's a police officer. So that's,
Well, it could be because it depends on whatever different departments may necessarily, like they might label different positions, like code enforcement. Like we have here, we did have a conditions unit, which was like they enforced like town codes or in certain conditions, and that could be, you could probably construe that as like a code enforcement kind of thing.
Matthew Stein, as far as I know, he walks up or he drives whatever he does on Pondfield Road and writes tickets. That's what he does.
Okay.
So I don't know why he tied me up with rope. I don't know why this happened. I don't know why I'm being harassed by EVAC. I just want this to stop. I mean, the only issue I have here is with that lady, Sergeant Ryan. He gave me a fake name, told me his name was Kevin. I came here before and said, "Who's Kevin?" No one knows who Kevin is. His name is Ryan.
Okay. You want to give me your name?
My name is Anthony De Silva.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do you need my phone number?
Yeah.
Or my phone number is and I just wanted to tell you this because I don't think that's appropriate for her to give out people's personal
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I'd have to talk to her about the Sorry, give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Hello.
Sorry.
Yeah. So as far as like the Matt Stein thing, obviously is like a little out of my reach.
Yeah.
I would have to talk to her because I asked her briefly, just like to try to get an idea of what's going on. She didn't really call, so I'm gonna have to see if I can pull some records, see if there was anything that was.
Well, I called her and I was speaking to another person, and he came on the phone and he didn't give me his name, he gave me some number.
Probably like a dispatcher number.
And then he said he's an EMT or something like that. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, because so with the whole, because I don't know if maybe. I'd have to talk to her about her tone. If it was rude, I apologize if that's the case. But with the Jared thing, I think she maybe was trying to clarify that, like, because unfortunately, without, I don't want to give out business, but the paramedic supervisor spot is currently vacant.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is they're kind of a little uncoordinated as far as
you don't have a supervisor.
Yeah, so it's kind of people are filling in. So that's why she might have meant that. There's not one person they would probably have to. But I mean, again, it's something that, as far as tone and everything like that, I can.
But this is just a lot that's been happening to me. It's been happening all over. People's been calling my phone from Connecticut, from all over. And like I told you, they stole my Medicaid ID number and I had to get the Medicaid card.
Yeah, so like the EVAC, the EVAC thing, I don't really have control. Like that's the other thing, is I don't. Did you talk to EVAC?
Oh, yeah, I spoke to Nick Loros because he's also a police officer.
Yep. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
He's a police officer in Eastchester.
Yeah.
And he
Sorry, that's me more. That's the EVAC, because she wouldn't have. She definitely, I can tell you right now, the dispatcher Marcho doesn't have access to personal information like that, as far as especially if something happened through EVAC. Yeah. She's not able to.
She would only have.
She would have insurance information, stuff like that.
Well, no, I would hope she wouldn't have.
Yeah,
she was asking me. I told her she was asking certain questions, and I told her I shouldn't give that out because I don't know who she is. If she's a medical professional, and she was like pushing certain medical questions on me. Okay. So I don't know if I should have answered that or not.
Okay. Yeah, I would have to see. You don't, by any chance, you don't know what day it was, right?
I don't know,
okay.
Sir, honestly.
Yeah, because if I would be able to go back through phone records just to see.
All I know is I called here. I was asking to speak to the EMS, the on-duty crew, or whoever's here, and I said, can I speak to the supervisor? She said no, because Jared Rosenberg is suspended. Okay. That's all she told me.
All right, so that's what, so, I mean, she may have just, it might have been just kind of not necessarily the best way to answer it. Like, she probably should have answered the fact that it's just at this time he's on leave, or I don't know a good way to necessarily word it. But the EVAC thing, I would probably, especially if this is the case. Like,
do you know EVAC?
No, I'm not too familiar. I know it. I'm not. We don't work. The thing is, the fact that we run our own paramedic. I don't affiliate with the paramedic stuff so much as just we kind of work together when we're doing EMS calls. So they might be able to help you better out with that. And I probably with the Stein thing, I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
But like what I could do is I could talk to my dispatcher and just Sergeant Ryan when he's back.
Yeah, Sergeant Ryan.
Yeah, to see.
Well, I'm not saying Sergeant Ryan did anything wrong. I mean, he gave me a different name, or Kevin, or some type of name. Yeah. I don't know. But he was saying he knew who Matthew Stein was, and I found that a little suspicious. I told him, I said,
It's because Matt worked here previously.
So
he started his career out here, and then he eventually transferred over to Bronxville.
I don't know. I have to tell somebody that in Bronxville. I don't know if anyone knows that.
What do you mean that?
I don't know. I don't know if the powers that be in Bronxville is aware of this. That he's a police officer, because he's a constable. I'm telling you, he walks up and down the street writing tickets.
Yeah.
I don't believe.
Yeah, it could be. It depends. It's a small department too, because so sometimes it's just how they're structured.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you talking to me. Like I said, I'll talk. If I can, I work nights, so it might be a little hard. So I might just leave you a message just to let you know, like if
you are
Sergeant Kazakowicz. Sergeant. I don't have a business card on me, but
it's okay, Sergeant. Yeah. I'll try to remember
nice
Sergeant Kazakowicz.
If you need to, it's the Midnight Sergeant with the long weird name. And that's the easiest way. All right, man. I appreciate you coming in.
All right, thank you, Sergeant Kazakowicz. Take care. Thank you.
Could you unlock the thing? Unlock the door.
Well, Sergeant Kazakowicz took a statement, and we're going to get this all settled. He's going to investigate that dispatcher giving out personal information. I mean, it needs to come to an end. People being disrespectful, and you saw her. I don't know if the camera picked it up, but she's standing there. That was the lady, and I knew it was her. I knew it was her playing games on the phone, messing around, and she's gonna stand there and try to intimidate me. She knows what she's doing. I don't even know that lady, but she knows me because she's an EVAC member. That's what they're doing. All EVAC members, and apparently Matthew Stein was a police officer. Heaven forbid. I don't know. Must be smoking and selling this shit around here. Greenberg. That's insane. Still here. Greenberg. Just a quick mention to these people who are leaving comments, all this sort of stuff, all these fans of that fool, if you would even call them fans. I don't know what this guy's done. Making a U-turn. It's not good. See, these EVAC members are very crafty. They also follow you around in public. That's a new thing too. They follow you around. They pull guns on you on a Zoom call. I have to add that clip in the video. Probably be in the beginning of the video. It's very absurd. Cars pulling into a parking lot at almost 2 o'clock in the morning. That's very concerning. Nothing's open around there. I guess the bank probably. I don't know. That's suspicious. But yeah, it's a real shame. Truly is. All these people are going to go to jail. It's really a shame. You know, Nick Loro's, Matthew Stein seems to be not in a good place. So I'm not going to even talk on that. I don't see how you can be a police officer and then end up in code enforcement. So he ain't doing so well. Times are hard for him. But I'm gonna get out of here. I don't know, they're still following me around. This guy's gonna run a red light. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know. This guy's gonna jail. See, light's green, they don't even go. Light's green right now. I want to put the camera on him with light's green. He's asleep in the truck, apparently. I'm gonna turn up here, see if he follows me. Let's see if he follows me. These people are fucking ridiculous. Let's see if he follows me. Light's green, he's just sitting there. Oh, he drove away. Smart move. Smart move. EVAC members are pieces of shit, man. I'm out of here.